The total global cryptocurrency market cap has surpassed $3.88 trillion. We're approaching $4 trillion here, guys, for crypto market cap. And a part of me, I'm going to be quite frank with you, a part of me just feels, why? I know a lot of people are probably like, Crypto ZX, what are you talking about? Why are you not excited? Of course, I'm excited for the growth that the market has seen, but just a part of me, wants to accumulate, crypto steadily, and not really have these big players coming in. But I always, keep it in mind that whatever I have accumulated to this point, over the last decade, has been, perfect. I'm happy with that. And, now we are starting to enter that phase that, we used to dream about. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to what I'm talking about. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. You guys are amazing. Let's take a look together and see what's happening with the price today as of Monday. We obviously did start off a new week. XRP once again up 3.9% on the 24-hour scale. And even over the last 1 hour, we're starting to see the market picking up, which is amazing as always. And the price of XRP is at $2.94. We're about to close our daily candle around this range. This is insane. And, in Bitcoin comparative, we're up 3.4%. Market cap still holding really strong around the $174 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at a staggering $11 billion. But just a quick disclaimer for everyone, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin surges to a record $123,000 now, up 66% since the April 2025 low. In just the last 7 days, Bitcoin has added $20,000 to its price. Are we ignoring this here? Not on this channel. Bitcoin is thriving. There's so much momentum in BTC, and that is reflecting with the overall market as well. Coinbase has just hit a market cap of $100 billion, which is crazy to think about. As you know, a lot of, projects that actually have, I wouldn't say project companies that have gone public, with an IPO. Coinbase is one of them. Their stocks are soaring right now. And this is, of course, what this kind of reflects. But Fedwire ISO 20022 is now live. You can see services status is checked everywhere. Access solution checked everywhere. And, legend normal operation, as you could see right now. This is a big move in the right direction, where you see RippleNet being used by these big financial, companies. This is huge. And of course, that's where that use case of XRP really comes into play. If you understand RippleNet, I'm sure you guys know how, XRP comes into the picture. But look at this, this is the big news here. The big three banking regulators, USOCC, Federal Reserve, and FDIC, just issued joint guidance on how banks should approach custody on crypto assets. The guidance doesn't create new rules, but the reframe that banks must apply existing risk management, legal, and compliance frameworks when holding crypto on behalf of customers. Remember that green light we used to talk about. Remember the TradeFi coming together with crypto. This right here, what I'm showing you guys, is that perfect example. Banks can now hold crypto for customers in fiduciary or non-fiduciary roles, but must follow existing laws and risk management principles. 2, key risks for banks to consider: cybersecurity, cryptographic key control, volatile markets, AML compliance, third-party oversight. If a bank holds the keys, it holds the liability. Full control equals full responsibility. And interesting, nugget in this section, the guidance says that the banks must ensure only they, not even the customer, can access the keys, which they call the standard for true control. Third-party custody vendors are allowed, but banks remain on the hook for their actions and must do diligence on them. Bottom line, the banking regulators will allow institutions to custody crypto, but it will be highly scrutinized, high liability practice. So of course, getting that green light, but pretty much stating that obviously there are liabilities if these private keys somehow get leaked. Obviously the funds could be at risk, but a huge move in the right direction. Things we used to dream of. And I know a lot of people that are in the crypto space are going to be like, why in the world would anyone want banks to hold crypto? Because let's face it, a huge chunk of the world right now don't know how to, buy cryptocurrencies, has to have self-custody. They rather rely on their financial, services industry. And this is where they're giving the financial industry the control, to manage their private keys and stuff like that, but they can get that crypto exposure, which is what you want to see happening, and it is happening right now. Major milestone: XRP and micro XRP futures crossed $235 million. Notional traded on July 11th, bringing total notional traded since launch over $1.6 billion. The record underscores the rapidly growing demand in our new XRP futures suite. Key stats for July 11th: 9.1 thousand plus contracts traded, 82 plus million equivalent XRP, all-time high volume for micro XRP contracts, of course, highlighting that there is a lot of interest. And also on top of that, the XRP Pro Share Futures ETF are going live. They were supposed to go live today, and it looks like this is a historic moment, which gives investors obviously the chance to the ordinary institutional investors to a chance to play with the futures. I'm totally against futures, as you guys know. I'm not a big fan of futures. I would not recommend my followers to be on futures platform, because 99.9% of the time you get wiped out based off of the market manipulation. So what I would suggest is, just spot trade. What I mean by that is, if you like certain coins, if you've done your due diligence research, spot buy and hold and have patience. Don't leverage trade, because I've done it. I've done it for years, like obviously a few years back when it was quite popular, and I've lost a lot of money. And this is why, I get reached out by big exchanges. I'm not going to name any exchange here, but I get offered a good incentive to promote it. But no, if it was for money, I would, but no, that's not the case. I care about my viewers. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are like family, and I put myself in your shoes. I would never promote that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know from day one that I am totally against it. And I know now that there's a lot of interest coming in from retail. Stay away from leverage trading platforms. Do not fall for those bonuses and blah blah blah. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. But look at this. XRP spot data heat map, big volume coming in. But let's take a look at the price right now. So if you're looking at the dominance, 64.53%. Let's take a look at it on the hourly perspective. So we did go down a little bit compared to yesterday, but BTC obviously reached a new all-time high since our last night update at $123,144 mark. Since then, we have seen a retracement. If you want to put this retracement into perspective, about a 3% pullback, which of course explains why we're seeing some coins down a little bit on the 24-hour scale. But XRP is still up right now, still holding really nicely. As far as XRP is concerned, remember this line that I drew out for you guys? We did actually go above that range briefly. So we have seen the price of XRP reach $3. Amazing to see. But yet again, that level has not turned into support, and that was rejected. And right now, obviously, we're being supported by that 294 range, which was our resistance. But so far, so good. Like what I'm seeing here, things are starting to heat up, and that's exactly what you want to see. But one step at a time, we cannot forget. Thank you for all your support. I am projecting, based off of what XRP is doing, I still personally think, obviously due to my personal opinion, I think we could potentially see a new all-time high for XRP this month alone. And what's really crazy for me is the fact that the dominance is still at 64.54%, and XRP is almost ready to fly towards all-time highs, which is insane to think about. But we got to take it one step at a time. Let me know down below what you guys think. Don't forget to lock those profits in, have those exit strategies in place. Love you all. I will see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.